Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm here today with a little different kind of video for you. I am going to film a little vlog of my doll shelf, like the shelf where I keep all my dolls, not the shelves for my dolls, but you'll see those on the shelf, you know what I mean, you get it. I was really excited to just sort of show you everything that I have and give you a little bit of story about everyone, because I'm like just really interested in the stories right now and I want to share them a little bit. So that will be the video for today. I hope you enjoy and off we go. All right, I've never done a video like this before, so I hope this turns out well. I'm kind of vlogging here, my doll shelf. I wanted to show it off. I thought that people had asked how things were turning out, and so I wanted to show it. And I'm gonna go through all the dolls that I have on this shelf. I'll show you what the shelf looks like. Here's my messy disc with all my action figures on it. And my phone is attached to the light because I'm not doing a good job. And my top shelf. That's where I keep all my supplies. There's the shelf. I'll get you a close up when we get in there. Here's my witches. And I was calling these the cool girls, but I think these are just sort of cool people because some of them don't identify as women. Or at least one of them doesn't identify as a woman. So there's them. And then I've got here my little wood setup for my little woods witch over here. And her little sister. There's her little sister. And I've got this really cute display down here, which I love. And down here is my records. And a pile of hankies that don't belong to me that I keep meaning to contact the person that they do belong to. There's my little rack of clothing and my vape and my Oh Mary playbill. The mess, there it is. All right, so I'm gonna go back over here. So I'm gonna start up here with these guys. I'll give you a little close-up of each of them as I talk about them a little bit. This guy is my Apple House Ron. He's an FID body, which, I mean, it's fine. It's not the greatest poser, but I like the aesthetics of it. That's why I got him. And I was looking for somebody who kind of vibed like Trix Mattel. Trix Mattel's band persona. So Brian. And that's what I called him. I called him Brian. And he's very, very cute. He's got a very sweet little face. I actually bought him because I thought he looked a little bit masculine, but he's sweet. He's not that masculine. And he's wearing this cute outfit. I think these overalls I altered significantly. They're like for a 1/3 scale doll because this doll kind of sits in between like an MSD and an SD. He's kind of a large MSD, so that's him. Next, we've got my Olga Reingard doll. Ancient Tales was the original name of the company. I don't think she's making dolls anymore, and I cannot find her on Instagram. And I also cannot remember the name of this doll. The sculpt name, I mean, but that doll is my Ellie doll. She was a very important character to me pre-pan because I was writing about her, and she's a little bit of a messy girl. I think all my women are slightly messy because I identify with that the most. Look how dusty that is, what a shame. I should have cleaned it before I started this video. So she has her little case of cigars there. And this is my, let me consult my piece of paper, my doll sheet, 18, Fashion, Maxi, Adonis, and his name is Marshall. And here's his beautiful face. He has a really beautiful face. I quite like him. I quite like his face. His body leaves a lot to be desired. And I'm planning on restringing and sweeting him so maybe he can stand up like the young man that he is instead of being an elderly gentleman all the time, even though these two do live in a world where like it's like 1964. They like don't live in modern, they live in modern times, in my fantasy modern times, but like they don't. You get what I'm saying. He is a psychiatrist by day, improv actor by night, and he and she and he perform together. They do lots of improv acting and sometimes they do plays. They are actors, but he is also a psychiatrist, and that's how he met her. He was her psychiatrist, and then they got together, which is definitely an ethics violation. But she's kind of based on Elaine May, and if you don't know who Elaine May is, you should look her up. She's a wonderful writer, director, actor, and she actually did marry her therapist, which is amazing and hilarious. So that's that shelf. My beautiful angels. There they are. We're gonna drop down to the next shelf now. And I've got two unmatching girls in an unmatching room. This little girl is, I am consulting my notes, Natalia Petrova doll. I don't know what the sculpt is. It's an older doll by her. I've named her Eden. She's the adult version of the baby that you've probably seen around, and the child of Ella, who is coming next, which is very close to Ellie. I have two very close names, but that's what it is. And I just love this little face. I think she looks so bitchy. She's just like in a bad mood all the time, which makes sense as Ella's child, if I'm honest. And I did end up, you saw this in one of my videos, modding this bag. So it's like a big, huge backpack, which I think is so cute. And she's just a precious little girl. And I haven't really worked her into the story yet because I'm not quite done with the baby. But that's that girly. And now this girly right here is my doll in mind, Annabeth. I think that's correct, unless it's Annabelle. I think it's Annabeth. And this is a Impel doll fashion 46 centimeter body. And the reason I bought this body is because of the proportions of it. This was the first version of the body. It has very broad shoulders, and I find this head to be quite large, and I wanted the body to match with the head. And I just painted her, and she was sort of a different character, but I've decided, because I'm super obsessed with it, to make her and her counterpart, because I have a Gain head also that I just bought a body for, I'm gonna make them into Mayfair witches from the book The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. And these shoes I customized also. I made those. Well, I didn't make them. I painted them and added things to them. So they're gonna be Mayfair witches. She's gonna need some restyling, and I'm not sure which witches they're going to be quite yet, but that's who they're going to be. And I've got this girl, and I've got this girl. So they're gonna be Mayfair witches. And then I bought another little project doll that I'm gonna end up modding that's gonna fit into the Mayfair world. So we'll see how it all goes. This is my DMD Angels Amanda, who is named Ella. And she's based on a character, which is kind of a longer story that I don't really want to get into now, but I will tell it on my channel eventually. But she's based on a real person who I turned into a character, and she's like a subsidiary of the character. So she is in, the psych ward. She keeps getting herself into trouble, doing creepy witchy things and cursing people and getting herself into trouble basically. But she's here now. She punched a cop because they were trying to rearrest her after her original escape from the psych ward. And she's a mess. I mean, she's a mess, man. And she thinks she is so great and that she is perfect and the world revolves around her and there's absolutely nothing wrong with her, and she can't imagine why everybody is being so horrible and cruel to her. Why could that be? And you'll find out when I tell the story. Stay tuned. My next set over here are my original witches. These were the girls that started it all. Well, really it was her that started it all. And her name is Cameron. She's the lead witch, the supreme, as it were, of the Coven. And she's based on a real person too. The real person's name was Cameron, or Marjorie Cameron, and she was a witch. She was married to Jack Parsons, who started Jet Propulsion's laboratory. He exploded himself in a garage incident. But I don't know what was up with her, honestly. She had witchy powers. She was into the occult. She ended up living like on her own in the desert. She was in a few movies and art films and things. She's a very interesting artist. This is one of her pieces. That's the style of the art that she did. And I don't know, there's just something about the woman that I thought was so interesting that I needed to put her into a doll. And she's just a powerful person, which is why she's the supreme of the Coven. Over here are my Metis doll. I think the sculpts are Molly and Aaron, and it doesn't really make sense that there's two different people as conjoined twins, does it? But yes, here they are. They're very, very beautiful. They're very, very pretty faces. And like, I was going fantasy with them because I just feel like they're a little bit fantasy. And they're wearing this beautiful dress made by my partner, Jason. And by partner, I mean friend in the doll hobby. And these girls are part of the Coven. They are also very powerful witches. Their little familiar is fallen off their arm, but they have a little clear chameleon, and she's got a red one because she's got red hair. And they, you know what it's like when you're different. You're kind of like ostracized and thrown out of the community. And Cameron, being the loving, powerful person that she is, took them in, taught them everything that she knows, and now they are also powerful witches. And this girl is Nina. She's the one that takes care of the issues. She's the fixer. She's also a very powerful witch, but she will do the things that nobody else is willing to do. And that's a Pasha Pasha Simply Beautiful. I can't remember the name of the sculpt. I should have written it down. Here's the moment you've all been waiting for. This is gonna be precarious for me personally, but let's get into this. I'm actually gonna move it out so you can see it better. Just push Ella out of the way here. That is what the shelf currently looks like. It looks very beautiful. I've got my moon lamp, and I've got two Make It Miniverse crafts that I made up at the top there. I love those. I think they're coming back, you guys. Dreams do come true sometimes. In the second shelf are my oddities. I've got some bones, some little trinkets on there. We've got some little crystals in a book, and it looks like something fell over, and I know exactly what it is. I'm planning on actually doing right there in that empty space a gallery wall with some of this stuff, but I need to buy the stuff for it. I don't have any money right now because I just spent a lot of money on dolls. Got my little bugs in there. Next shelf has this bust, two of my gachapon, my little skull, and my demon, and just some books. Some random books. We've got some Shakespeare and some things like that. And those are the Barbie books from the original Barbie Dream House. At the bottom shelf here, for some reason there's a teddy bear. There's a little, cauldron, witchy bowl. Of course, some incense and a human skull, which was probably procured by her because she likes to do stuff like that. She probably found all of these weird things that they might need for their spells later. So that's the shelf in its present state, which I'm really happy with it. There's also some tarot cards, some miniature tarot cards here, and for some reason, just some flowers. I may have talked about this before, but these people live above a strip club, and they live next to the witches. So, they're subject to weird stuff going on next door. And my amethyst doll Lily here, who I've named Eve, sort of splits the world. She knows Cameron, Ella is her mother, which sucks for her. And she hangs out with these girls because she met them, outside. The baby here is by Dreamshire Nurseries. It's a sore subject for me. I don't want to talk about it. That little girl is called Eden. I've got my felted poodle here. And if I can find the information, I don't remember where I got it from, if I'm honest, unfortunately. But it's very realistic. I asked for a scrappy poodle, and I got exactly what I want. Turning the lamps on. This person here is my Nothing Sapiens Tamik Space Neora. They are wearing these amazing shoes that I got off of AliExpress. Aren't they great? They're like Croc Adidas, bright green, amazing. The next girl that we'll talk about is this girly. That's my House of Babes Cotton. She's very pretty. I saw this face and just fell in love. And at the time, I was doing Tina the Tina Turner musical, and she just reminded me of Tina Turner. And what's so funny about it is the girl that was playing, one of the girls that was playing Tina Turner at the time, I painted her and she ended up kind of looking like her. So I just thought that was funny. She's in clothes by British Mod Birds, which have like really interesting and unique sort of 60s clothes, 60s, 70s. And I really like their clothes, and they fit a lot of these, you know, fashion-sized BGDs. And she's carrying a purse by Mini Brands, or Mini Fashion is what it's called. Next here is my Napalm Bells Hush. I fell in love with this sculpt, and I needed to have her, and I love this color. And her name is Ari, after Ari Up. But I also know a girl called Ari who I love and I'm obsessed with. And so that's also part of it. She actually needs a restring really bad because she's posing really poorly. Like, I feel like her strings are like dead. Like, the literal elastic has died. And I bought her new elastic. So I'm hoping that when that arrives, I can restring her and she will pose better. And she is wearing this cute little outfit that I made. And I love these shoes, but they don't fit anybody I have. Or the character wouldn't wear those shoes. So many problems. And then here she is in all of her glory. This is my Barter Research Deep Tea. She is my Grail doll. I saw her on the Light and Dark Dolls page when I first got into the hobby, and I fell in love. And 5 years on, I finally got her, and I'm so happy to have her. She's wearing these great shoes that I got off of AliExpress. They're action figure shoes, and they fit her perfectly. Look how cool they are. And she also has a purse by Mini Fashion. And I haven't really named her yet because I want to get it just right, but I'm thinking Andre, because there's a person who is not in my life that I wish was in my life, who has helped me in my life, and she went by Andre for part of her life, and I think that's a very pretty name. And so I think that because I've been searching for her, that could be a good name for her. And this is an outfit that I fully made. The top I actually made for this person, and the skirt was for Pasha, but it fit her well enough, and I put some extra snaps on it. So those are the dolls, I've got some more Miniverse on that table because I love them and I need them to come back. And I did buy the spells and potions, obviously, for the witches, and those should be coming in August, I think. So let's move on to the less dolly stuff, but still fun. That's my little wood scene. It's like an enchanted forest, and this little baby likes to go there when she gets stressed out and work on her magic, because she's also a witch and she's not as powerful as some of the other witches, but she's trying, and she's just a little bit confused about who to learn from, and she's really just trying to fit in with like cool people. She wants to have friends, and like her mother makes it challenging for her, so while her mother is away, she will play. So that's her little world. The world that she hangs out in, the world she goes to relieve stress. Down here is this cool little thing that I showed briefly. I painted these two. Hold on, I'm gonna point to them. I painted this one, which is a Cameron Songs of the Witch Woman, and this one was meant to be Elaine May. It kind of looks like her, but I mean, you can only go so far with this sculpt. And this one was painted by my deli partner, Jason. She's very pretty, and he does this amazing hair with the dreadlocks, and I'm obsessed. And this is just something I threw together from the sock that she's wearing. I made all the outfits too. And you know, there's just some little trinkets, a trash panda because that's who I am inside. I've got my Diana camera there. I was really into that in college. Got really into photography. And there's my pigeon mask that I intend to mod onto a Barbie body. I've got a sleeping Adonis head. I've got my Gain by Doll in Mind that is getting a body. And I ended up getting her the same body as the other doll has, but it's a new version. So I'm kind of excited to see the differences, and I also got it in a different color because that body was slightly too pink for the head, but then when I painted it, it kind of works. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. And that's the second head for my Ancient Tales Old Rheingard doll that I have not painted yet, but I thought they were just creepy as floating heads, so I put them on the shelf. And of course, I've got my 5 Surprise Mini Brands Creepy Baby. I just think that these little things are so cute and creepy that I like can't help. I just love them. I love them. And that one was green, didn't go with the rest, so I put it on the shelf instead. I got a pig salt and pepper shaker. You know how I feel about pigs these days. I got this little guy, I have no idea where I got it. I just thought it was cute. Some teeth, some bones, some bugs. And I've got this creepy baby I found at a vintage store. And I put that camera that didn't go with the rest of my dolls on that. Really quickly, I'm inviting you to the disaster that is my desk. I got this cool little light that I never plugged in. All of my brushes and watercolor pencils are on here. I've got Chris Pratt doll that was given to me, my good friend, who, well, it was like a hand-me-down multiple times over. And she didn't need Chris Pratt doll. Her son didn't enjoy Chris Pratt doll. So she said, would you like Chris Pratt doll? And now I have Chris Pratt doll. And these are some of my action figures. Her sister set her up and got her sent to prison, which is so lame. Her sister's horrible. See, more horrible women. And this girl is just a sweet, sensitive soul who's just trying to have, well, she's a little narcissistic, but not in like a bad way. Just vain. I would say more vain than narcissistic. Her sister just sent her right to prison because she wanted to steal her baby. And my Billie Eilish dolls, who I like cast as like her children, but their heads are kind of too big, but like whatever. And here are my other 5 Surprise Mini Brands babies. The little lunchbox is still sitting here because I never put it away. I took that off my Doll in Mind girl this morning and just left it there because that's what I do. A baggie to add to my bag collection, and my Oh Mary playbill. If you go to New York in, I think they extended recently. See that? See Oh Mary or Stereophonic. Stereophonic and Oh Mary are 2 of the best shows on Broadway. A doll stand, some stickers, and a note from my lovely friend. I think that's Elaine May and Mike Nichols, who the Ellie and Marshall characters are based on. So I think that's the conclusion of the tour of my doll shelf. And that was actually really fun. I don't have time to do this and I want to film another video today. So I'm gonna give you one last scan of it. And I have to remember to film an intro for it. And that's it, you guys. That's it. We'll finish on the witches. I hope you enjoyed seeing my doll shelf and all of my dolls, and I hope I remembered to name everyone. I hope I got all the sculpts right. But that's that. If you have any questions about anybody, please leave it in the comment section below. All right, have a great time, everybody. Have a great time.